Hi, and welcome back to my craft room. I'm Jeannie Rainey, and today we're going to be doing a Focus Friday on Treasured Medallion. The sentiments on this are happy birthday, you inspire me, today we celebrate you, and you are a treasure. This is such a great stamp set. We're going to start out today by using the Stamparatus. And our Stamp-A-Majig. I'm using the Stamp-A-Majig just to position because I want it to reflect the image exactly over the top where it lines up perfectly. This designer series paper that we're using here is Sand and Sea designer series paper. I'm just going to fussy cut this out real quick. Then for our card front, we'll be using Mango Melody cardstock. We're going to stamp the sentiment, "You are a treasure," and then we'll use the punch, Treasured Medallion Punch. You see it gives an option of several different sizes of widths, as well as 2 different designs of punches. Makes it really versatile. We're going to stamp the background on our card front using Mango Melody ink. And then we're going to die cut some embellishments, and we'll cut these apart. We're using foil paper and metallic ribbon, which is in blushing bride color. Using my glue dots to adhere the ribbon to the card front first. And then I'll tie a bow and adhere it with glue dots as well. So we make bunny ears and then tie it in a knot to make the bow. And you just work each side back and forth to make them the length you want, and then trim off the excess. Adhering this sentiment with Stampin' Dimensionals, then using dimensionals on the back of the decorative piece. That way I could use liquid glue to adhere the foliage behind the decorative piece. Now you can use whichever colors of foil you have, or whichever colors of designer paper or cardstock. Here's the first card. Okay, we're going to be using Misty Moonlight ink, and the paper is Seaside Spray. Again, we're going to design our background just by stamping random stamps And then we're just going to continue on with the same ink on our white, and we're going to make just a decorative strip. We're going to punch it with the punch, the same punch we used before. On this card we're going to use a strip of designer paper, and that comes from the Whale of a Time 6x6 designer series paper set. Using dimensionals on the sentiment. The sentiment is "Today we celebrate you." So this could be for any occasion. And then I'm using the matte black dots for embellishments. Alright, we're going to bring back the Stamparatus. Since it's positioned well, we're going to use crumb cake ink on crumb cake cardstock. Then on a piece of white paper, I think this is a 3.75 by 3.75 square, we're going to use crumb cake markers, Daffodil Delight, Balmy Blue, and Night of Navy. We're going to just, once the black ink is dried, we're going to go ahead and color with our markers. So you just kind of pick a design and carry it through. You just go all the way around with each of the designs, with each of the colors. See how fun that turns out? Then I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut this because we don't have a die for this one. Okay, now you can see how it looks. See this dark white? I decided to go ahead and use the crumb cake around the edge. I wanted it to look more like I had used crumb cake paper. I didn't want the white to be so stark, to stand out so much. So I went ahead and used the crumb cake marker to color all the way around the edge. And I want you to see this too. I put my stamp on upside down. Be careful about that. Once it's on there, you can't take it off. But you'll just have to remember, if you make the same mistake I did, my sticker is upside down from my stamp. So then I use dimensionals, and I'm going to embellish with the blue adhesive back gems. And this card says, "You inspire me." I just think it's really fun and colorful. And we're just using the crumb cake cardstock as our base. Okay, for this next card, I'm going to make a mask. So first I'm going to punch. Well, I stamped first, and then I'm going to punch a circle. And my circle is 1 1/4 inch. And we're going to use our Stampin' jig again to position, because I don't want to get the ink all over my paper. I just want the ink, because I'm only going to use a portion of this medallion. So I made a mask so I can use the Misty Moonlight ink, and well, no, I think I used Night of Navy ink, and I used Garden Green ink, and the Cherry Cobbler for this card. So they're kind of regal colors. So you see how I use the mask to get just the center portion of this medallion. And I'm going to punch that out. Like I said, I used 1 1/2 inch circle punch, and then I used the 1 3/8 inch scallop punch to make the scallop pieces to go behind. And then I used the twill ribbon that is in old olive color, using my glue dots again to adhere the ribbon so it's nice and flat, adhered well. Then just using my liquid glue to adhere the medallions to their coordinating backgrounds. And then to the card front, we're going to use dimensionals on the green one. Then we'll just trim off the back. And there's my dog Charlie. She thinks someone's here. So dimensionals on the back of this card front, and then we will adhere it to the card base. And we're using Very Vanilla cardstock for the base and the card front of this one. So that's the 4 very different cards for today's Focus Friday using the Treasured Medallion stamp set. Thanks for joining me so much today. I appreciate it. Be sure and like and share with your crafting friends. Have a great day.